Mass exodus, Chris. People freaking out in San Francisco.
Yes, they are.
What a facelift this team got.
I mean, it's beyond a facelift. I don't even know what you would classify this as.
Down to the studs?
Yeah.
Close enough?
Facelift is supposed to make you look better, right?
Yeah, this is more like blow up the house.
I don't know.
Rebuild.
There's a lot of things there that are changing here. But yes, shocking. Even for a guy like me, who, as you know, and I mean, it's no secret, I root for the 49ers.
Sure.
I pay attention to them extra close there. Did I think that this max exodus was going to happen to this extent? No, I did not. This is shocking even to me.
So out on defense, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, obviously they were free agents on defense. Leonard Floyd, they move on from him. Javon Hargrave, they move on from him. Travarius Ward, who we talked about on this show. That's just on defense.
That's just defense.
Which that is a loaded group.
Yes.
If you just talked about them all hitting the market.
Definitely.
And then out on offense, Kyle Juszczyk is kind of getting up there.
Yeah,
I wasn't blown away by this one.
Yep.
Although he's been a staple for Shanahan.
I think this was on the radar for us. Yeah, sure.
Debo Samuel, get them as much of that money out of the way as you can for the future.
Right.
Aaron Banks gets a monster deal.
Monster deal.
And
a guy they drafted in the second round, and just it didn't work out there for whatever reason.
It really didn't.
It did not. And I don't know the story there.
And Jalen Moore at tackle as well.
They lose a guy that I think maybe could have been a starter this year, helped out in some way, and then the Kansas City Chiefs come in and swoop in and pay him, low level starting tackle type money, which I don't think the 49ers wanted to compete with or deal with. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But we've hit on them so much lately, and everybody's heard me. This is it was time. They got to blow it up. It's a new era in San Francisco. The team that went to 4 NFC championships and 2 Super Bowls, that's no longer. That's not. Yeah, I think you could have made a case maybe even last year they could have made some of these moves. But I know that's hard. That's easier said than done. When you came that close to winning the Super Bowl, you're like, let's just keep the band together. Right. We might get back again next year. But I've talked about this a lot, and I don't want to rattle it off again, but sometimes I just feel like how many guys can you pay at the top of the sport, at the top of their position in the sport? Even after all of this, okay, Brandon Ayuk, still a top 5 receiver paid in football. Christian McCaffrey, the number 2 running back in football. George Kittle, the number 2 tight end in football. They're about to pay Brock Purdy big money. I know it's not top 2 or 5.
It's up there, though.
Right, but it's going to be up there. Trent Williams, top tackle in football.
Right.
Fred Warner is still a top 2 or 3, right? Lenore. Is Bosa top 3 non-quarterback in football.
Sure.
Lenore is one of the highest paid nickels in football.
Yeah.
So, yes, they had to do this, let alone the guys that they let go and had to cut ties with and all that. Yeah, they're good football players, but this is where they're at. They weren't going to have any money or be able to do anything in the future if they didn't make some of these moves. So within that, yes, they're starting a new era. It's crazy to see, certainly, right? But there's still some good football players on that team. I don't think we should totally discount them.
No, they had some depth too. Demarcus Robinson comes over to help out the wide receiver room.
He'll be good there.
Luke Farrell, tight end. Jason Pinnock, who has transitioned nicely to safety,
Definitely.
College corner. Richie Grant at safety. And
Pinnock is from Pittsburgh? Is he from Pitt?
Pitt, yep.
And so Richie Grant is from Pitt too, right? I believe.
I don't remember.
Richie Grant in Central Florida. I can't remember either.
Yeah,
I got him mixed up. But I like Richie Grant. He's a physical 49ers type of safety.
And he'll start for them, right?
I would think so.
I would think, right?
I would think so, especially with Hufanga out the door. And
they have
Mustafa.
Gone. And they have Jair Brown, but they'll rotate in.
Well, he'll get in there.
Yeah,
he'll get in there.
One positive note for the Niners, and they've become really good at this, they know how to accumulate draft capital like no other.
Best, right.
So just from all the guys that walked out the door and how little they added, they're due in 2026 projected 3 extra 4th-round picks and a 5th. So when you reset, this is the way to do it.
Yes.
Don't kind of dip your toes in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and start signing guys, because now in the 2026 draft, they could have literally 4 extra picks from all of this. And you got to keep in mind this year with this team, and I'm just trying to give the Niners fans some hope right now, they already do this already. So they have their 1st-round pick, their 2nd-round pick, 2 3s, 2 4s.
Yeah. They've killed the minority coaching hiring. They've killed
compensatory
picks because they've drafted well and have good players who leave to go on to other football teams
and get paid like Aaron Banks.
Right, exactly right. I don't know. I mean, them and the Ravens, right? I think are by far the kings of the compensatory pick conversation.
Oh yeah, and the Eagles.
Exactly right. They kill it.
The spreadsheet
all
Eagles
the time. Exactly right. Well, the Eagles kill everything. I'm sick of them. Okay, but this is a different era for the 49ers. Still think they can be competitive. There's no doubt about that, definitely. But does it take them out of like the cream of the crop NFC teams? Yeah, for me right now it does. Definitely.
Wow. You want to be surprised?
Yeah, I mean
the books don't agree.
The book I can't even believe this.
So despite all of that, this team looking entirely different, almost down to the studs. They are the favorite to win the NFC West at plus 105. They have the third best odds to win the NFC at plus 700. And they have the sixth best odds in the league to win the Super Bowl at 14-1.
I'm blown away by that. Like, blown away. Like, to the point where, I mean, first off, I want to be like, if you're out there, go put money on the Rams right now. The Rams are definitely my pick. The Rams, we just saw them about to beat the Eagles in the divisional playoff game. I don't even understand this. And the Rams haven't lost anybody.
They got a lot better.
They've got, exactly.
Poona
Ford's a good run stopper. He's good.
Which
they
is
needed
what
that
front needed
it.
with way Fisk
all their
plays.
People that run around and create havoc, they needed like some run stopping.
And Devontae Adams is undoubtedly an upgrade over Cooper Kupp
so
right
I'm shocked by that. Shocked. Now, like we said, the 49ers, there's still a culture there. There's still the guys that I named off that are being paid a lot of money. They're still good players, right? They ain't going anywhere. But, yeah, they're going to have to retool, recalibrate on the run. There's Brandon Ayuk, who's still coming off an ACL injury, so you don't know where he's going to be. Ricky Pearsall, you hope he takes the next step at wide receiver to really be a go-to guy there. Demarcus Robinson's a pro who's been around. Shanahan will know how to use him. I would think they even add another receiver to that room at some point there. But, yeah, this is what they have to do. And they got to pay Brock Purdy and figure out where they want to go with the future of this football team. So I look at it and go, yeah, they're taking a step back to hopefully take, 2-3 steps forward in a year or two.
I know the odds are what they are, but all the headlines are the Niners lost this guy, that guy, expectations come down a little bit. Do you think there's an element about that a coach likes a little bit, right?
Yes.
Where it's not like, hey, you better win the Super Bowl this year or you're a disappointment.
Well, they're chippy group out there anyways. Right. The players they draft, Shanahan's chippy, Lynch is chippy, and I say that in a good way.
Sure.
To where, will they be a group when everybody starts to go, I think the Rams and the Cardinals are going to be the top two teams in the NFC? Will they start to cry like, hey guys, nobody's giving us the chance.
Right.
They all think we're the basement team of the NFC West, and they can rally around that? Definitely. No doubt about that. And yes, the expectations aren't there, right? There's no Super Bowl hangover. I would still think the 49ers are highly competitive, a pain in the ass. They're too well coached, and there is still talent there. But yeah, I certainly am not going to put them in the top 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 teams to go to the Super Bowl this year. That is shocking to me. No, I'm not ready to do that. I got to see that to believe it.
Those odds courtesy of DraftKings. DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 sportsbook for live betting, and new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
Just download the app, use the promo code UNBUTTONED when you sign up. DraftKings
Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Hey, just because the season's over, it doesn't mean we're over. We ain't going anywhere. The NFL never dies.
We're staying right here. Hit subscribe. We got every NFL move. We'll react to that. Plus, Chris has got 4,719 draft prospect profiles to do.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe. You know where to find us. Peace out, homies.